Page 38, the Star-Spangled Banner, or for the United States, it's the national anthem. I have a few things I want to talk about here. This is just not a real pianistic type piece, and this arrangement is not necessarily pianistic, but we'll make it work. I mean, you can sing along with it if you want, but starting with the right hand. You're starting out in 4-2-1, and then immediately going into a 2-3 in this position, because that's what the notes are. So just be aware. I recommend a 2-5 for the half note, the D, B flat. Then you can go to a 1-5. Then in the next to the last measure of the first line, you have a D, B flat, and then for the D by itself, I recommend a 2. You get the same thing down on the third line. And the last two measures, same thing, that's fine. Last measure of the piece, the last two notes. The eighth notes are 5-3 or 3-5. And then going on to the next page, it's a 1-3. Try and do that if you can. If you don't want the thumb on the black note, then you pretty much have to do a 2-3. And then a 1-4, and then a 3-5. That works. Same thing here. If you don't want to finger it the way they're showing, you can do a 1-4, 2-3, and then a 1-2. That's fine, it works. Keeps the thumb off the black note, otherwise just fingering it the way they're doing. Now if you can finger it okay with the thumb on a black note, I encourage you to go ahead and do it. Don't avoid it all the time, because it needs to be done sometimes. You need the practice. It's only if your fingers are really fat and you can't get it here without hitting multiple notes. Then you have to adjust the finger. Second line, page 39, that low note, that's a dotted half note. Hold it down for the whole measure. And then 3. It's interesting, here they tell you a 2. That's what I've been telling you to do. Second line, last note on the line, the last measure, last note. They say a 1-2, I say a 2-3. Because you're coming in the next measure, I suggest you do a 1-5. This is the third line down. First measure, 1-5, 2-5, 1-5. Like so. If you don't want the thumb there, you'll have to use second finger. This is tricky. This is where it doesn't fall into the fingers real well. Second and third measures of the third line there on page 39, we're here. They're saying 1-4. I can't do this very well. Ugh. And if I do a 5, then I can't do the E flat very well. That's coming up. Ugh. So I recommend I'm doing either a 2-3 or a 1-3. And then I'm recommending a 1-2 for the last note in the second measure. 1-2. Now I'm in position. I connect the melody note. So again, carefully, second measure. Well, just start at the line. I'm 1-5, 2-5. Either a 1-3 or 2-3, don't care. But then in the last note, make it a 1-2. And now you're in position to go on. Gonna hold that an extra count or so, and then here. I suggest for the last line, rather than 1-2, you do a 1-3. And the bottom of the F, that's a dotted half note. Gonna hold it down. Then a 4-5-4. Again, we're crossing over the little finger, but we do that quite a bit actually, so I would suggest you get comfortable with it. So it's here. That connects the melody. And then for the eighth notes, it's a 2-3, then a 1-4. Now we're crossing over again to the 1-4. We're crossing the little finger, the fourth finger. That's terrible. The pedal will help connect the notes, so we do the best we can. As I said, this is not a real pianistic arrangement, so we do the best we can. Singers are going to love it, it's fine, but for piano it's not. So we're going to rely on the pedal to help us out a little bit, because the fingering isn't real comfortable. For the left hand, it starts out okay at the beginning, and then 3, it's the bass line I want to hear. So you want the melody, then the bass line, and then whatever else is left. You see the measure in the middle of the first line that has the half note and the quarter note here? I recommend a 3rd finger on the quarter note. So you can do 2nd finger on the G, then you're in position to go on. That B is, don't hold the B, the top B flat down, don't hold it down any longer than the bottom one. 3rd finger. Here I like their fingering in the last 2 measures of the 2nd line. You're spreading it out, but you have to here. So that's a stretch, but you can do it. Otherwise, you have to change the fingering to do a 2, and then a 1 on the F. Then you can do the 2, 3, and then the Fs. Otherwise, that's another finger you can use if you can't manage this one. 3rd line down is 2, 3 on the first 2 B flats. Again, a 3rd finger on the F sharp. 2nd finger on the half note. That's the same as what you had before. Now, top of page 39. This garbage they've got going on here. It's called a tremolo. I think they have a note or something about it. That's fine. A tremolo and a trill are basically the same thing, except a trill is a second. Major or minor second, doesn't matter. It's a second. Not augmented second, because that's the same as a minor third. Just major or minor second. You alternate them quickly. A tremolo is anything else, when the notes are further apart. So here we're in octaves. So we're simply going to alternate these 2 notes. It's a rotating thing. I'm not using fingers, I'm just rotating it. And I strongly recommend you do that rhythmically. Don't just shake it. So it depends on how fast you can rotate. If you can only do 1/8 notes, then do 1/8 notes at the top of the page. That's fine. If you can do 1/8 note triplets, do that. Don't recommend it, but you could. The point is it's rhythmic. If you can do 1/16 note, then do that. I'm guessing in this piece right now 16th notes are plenty. You don't need to try 32nd notes, because when you start doing this faster, first off it'll get uneven, it'll get uncontrolled, and you'll actually start slowing the piece down because you're trying to do it in rhythm and you can't do it that fast, so you'll slow the rest of it down. It's better to do slower tremolo and keep the piece going, and a nice controlled tremolo. It's got to be even and controlled. So I'm recommending here, if you can do it, 16th notes. If you can't do 16th notes, do 8th notes. So it's difficult to go from the 2nd measure to the 3rd measure, because you're here to here. There's not a lot of time to do that. So as you're playing quickly, that last beat, you gotta come up. You may have to practice that. Some people will just go from here to here. I find that harder myself. But if you can go here. My point is, you got to practice that move. Now at the end of the line, you got to go from here to the next line. So you can't just scrunch up and get there, because the thumbs got to go too. They got to play together. So here you have to go from here to here. You may have to practice that. The first beat of the 2nd line's got to be there in time. So if you have to cut the previous tremolo a little short to give you time to get up there, do it. The pedal's down, so the sound will still be there. Just make sure you're there when you need to be there. On page 39, second line, last measure, just follow their fingering. It's fine. It's a 2-3-1. It puts you in position to go on. We connected that line. So third line down, left hand is here. 4-1, 3-1, and I recommend a 2-1 for the first one. Then you can do a 3-1 if you want to, and a 4. That's fine. And then for the last 2 8 notes on that line is a 2. I want to connect this if I can. I know the pedal will help you, but I want you to feel it with your fingers. Then the last 3 measures. You're here, then a 2 on the 8th notes, and a 1 on the F. That's the piece. Now as far as the pedaling goes, for the most part, you can do it like they're doing. I'd like to make a couple suggestions. I always do. At the beginning, it's just legato pedal. No big deal. So I'm going to push the pedal down right after I play the notes in the first full measure. And then just follow their pedaling. You play the note and then change the pedal. Here, you'll experiment and decide what you like better. You can lift the pedal up and put a little break in the sound here if you want, or you can connect it and lift the pedal up after you play the last beat, the first notes in the last beat. We just don't want to connect the 8th notes. We want to hear those distinctly. Lift the pedal, second line, first measure, lift the pedal up on the 3rd beat. Again, second measure, lift the pedal up on the 3rd beat. Here we're pedaling each note. The idea is we don't want to bring out the whole chord. It's a bit much, and by doing it on each note, it actually kind of helps to bring out the note without accenting it. Then lift the pedal up before you play the last beat in that last measure. That's a new phrase. We want to break in the sound there. So the last measure is here. And then next line you've had, and the last line. Here, I'm going to lift the pedal up as I play the 8th notes. Second measure, I'm going to lift it up as I play the 3rd beat. Again, we're pedaling each note there in the last 2 measures. Lift the pedal up before I play the 8th notes at the end of the page. The last 2 notes. I want to separate the 8th notes. I don't want to combine them. And then I'm going to go on. And I'm going to legato pedal this mess at the top of page 39. And I'm pedaling it with the harmony in the left hand. I'm not pedaling each measure. I could, but they're not showing it, so I didn't. So just pedaling it with the harmony in each hand, starting with the 3rd measure. Then the first measure, the second line, I'm pedaling the first beat to help me connect the notes, because the right hand, I'm using the 4th finger twice. Second measure, pedal it like they're telling you to. Don't pedal the last measure, because we want the left hand to be clean. And the 3rd line, pedal it like they're showing you. It's fine, except until you get to the last measure of the 3rd line, where you hear. I'm going to lift the pedal in the hands at the same time at the end of that fermata quarter note. I want to break in the sound in both hands before I play the 8th notes. And these 8th notes are pedaled. I'm going to connect these. It's different. I've talked about this before. The last time you present a music motif, a lot of times they change it. And our change on this one is the left hand's got something and we're going to pedal them. We're going to connect them. So the last measure is here. Hold. and pedal the last line like they're telling you to do. The whole thing just connected. Now, this key of B flat major, it says con spirito, can't speak Italian where the hoot, means with spirit. Well, you've heard the national anthem, I'm guessing, before, and that's how you play it. I mean, it's, you know, a lot of pomp and circumstance and pride, and here I am, and yeah. I'll sort of demonstrate it slowly. I don't know that I really need to demo this for you, but slowly I'll give you an idea of maybe the pedaling or the tremolos or something. So it's like this. I'm not going to use a metronome. I'm just going to talk my way through it. We're going to start at the beginning. Loud. Whatever you do, bring out the melody. That's what we want. Now, if there are people singing, you don't have to bring out the melody. They'll take care of the melody for you. So there's a difference between playing a solo and accompanying people. You adjust accordingly. But I'm not accompanying anybody that I know of, so I'm going to bring out the melody. It's in the right hand, top note of the right hand.